Next on Worcester News tonight, more reports of vaping-related illness are coming in, and doctors are warning people of the potential risks and harm. Plus, helping people in need. Students at Becker College are raising service dogs to be adopted. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. A cool day across central Massachusetts, and it will be even colder tonight. Temperatures could fall into the 40s overnight. Let's get a first look at our local forecast for more.
I'm meteorologist Chris Gloninger. The weather turning around again going into the day on Friday, expecting a lot more sunshine, but just as cool as we were on our Thursday, expecting highs into the mid-60s if you're traveling to the Cape, the White Mountains, the Greens, the Berkshires, and across the main beaches, expecting highs again anywhere from 60 to 70. We'll give it that range. Right along the coast with an onshore wind, it will be noticeably cooler. Temperatures will be going back up. That'll be a huge story across New England. Again, this is an average across most of New England. We go from 65 for high tomorrow to 75 on Saturday, low 80s on Sunday, and then we level off in the low to mid 70s for Monday and Tuesday of next week. Now, the long range does show even warmer weather making a return. I'll let you know when it gets here and how long it sticks around. All of those forecast details are coming up in your exclusive 10-day forecast.
More states are taking action against the e-cigarette epidemic sweeping the country. In Massachusetts, the Department of Public Health is ordering health providers to report all suspected cases of vaping-related lung disease. Now some companies selling vaping products in Worcester say they are worried it may affect their business. Our Chandler Walsh joins us in Worcester now with more. Chandler.
Olivia, there haven't been any reported vaping-related lung illnesses here in Massachusetts, but local doctors say it's only the tip of the iceberg. Vaping shops say the illnesses are not caused by nicotine vaping, but from doctored THC products. Health officials warn against vaping.
It's really not clear that it's safe.
Is vaping safer than smoking? It's something like this, that is jumping from 600 feet safer than jumping from 700 feet.
The CDC reports more than 450 illnesses and 6 deaths linked to vaping. St. Vincent Dr. Ahmad Siddiqui says there isn't enough information to determine why. He says it could be one of the chemicals in e-cigarette liquids or from a high concentration of nicotine.
Nicotine has ill effect on the heart. Nicotine has ill effect on almost every other, all the organs in the body. So it's possible.
The state's Department of Public Health is now requiring doctors to report any possible vaping-related lung illnesses.
If you are seeing patients that you know are vaping and have these pulmonary problems, don't wait until it gets to the point where they're on a ventilator and in an ICU. Report that.
Worcester's Department of Public Health says the cases in question are linked to products laced with THC. Vaporize on Park Ave says these are black market cartridges, and people who use regulated products are not at risk.
So I think in these states that are not recreational-wise or medical-wise for marijuana, and after these are actually all black market cartridges, there's actually a big thing. Even though it's still considered vaping, it's just kind of misinformed because they're kind of just shoving it all together.
The Trump administration is proposing a ban on flavored e-cigarette products. Vaporize has started selling CBD products, and they're worried about their business.
It might actually wipe us out as a business.
Meanwhile, Dr. Siddiqui expects to see long-term conditions caused by vaping in the coming years.
A lot of different effects down the line if this continues the way it is.
Dr. Siddiqui says nicotine also affects brain development and mental health, especially in youth. New federal guidelines will go through a public comment period before taking effect. In Worcester, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
In Northbridge, police are investigating a shooting. They say a wounded man showed up at a convenience store Wednesday night. Police say the victim stumbled into a Cumberland Farms store bleeding from an apparent gunshot wound. They say it appears he was shot elsewhere, then he drove to the store. First responders took him to the hospital where he was treated. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration is now joining Auburn police in reviewing a fatal shooting in town. An employee at New World Van Line's warehouse was shot Monday. OSHA says multiple agencies are working on the case. The employee died after suffering an injury to his chest. The case is under investigation. Former Holy Cross women's basketball coach Bill Gibbons is filing a lawsuit against the school. Gibbons coached for more than 30 years at Holy Cross, earning more than 600 career wins. He was terminated earlier this year after the college suspended him and conducted an internal investigation. The school said Gibbons' teams weren't performing as well as they should be. Gibbons' lawsuit accuses the college of breach of contract, defamation of character, age discrimination, and infliction of emotional distress. A training session in Worcester educates people on the importance of filling out the census. City leaders and volunteers say they want to make sure everyone is accounted for and people shouldn't be afraid to fill out the 2020 census. It's important because it determines representation in government and distribution of federal dollars. The census is conducted every 10 years and organizers say they want to educate as many people as possible.
Every 10 years, there has to be a lot of effort to let residents know why this is important, because people think just a survey is a silly survey, but really for every resident of Worcester that isn't counted, we lose $21,000 in funding.
This will also be the first year citizens can respond to the census online, by phone, or by a paper questionnaire. The deadline to respond is April 1st, 2020. Becker College students are working to improve the lives of people with disabilities. They are partnering with Needs to provide basic obedience training for puppies before they become official service dogs. Our Gretchen LaRosa joins us in the studio with the details. Gretchen.
Olivia, Becker College now offers a club for students to train service dogs in the earliest phases of their career.
They can be able to help the blind, the deaf, the disabled. It's not just going to be like one section. They can be trained for all of it.
Becker College students are training puppies to be service dogs.
And we started it this semester. It's brand new, where I and 2 other puppy raisers, we have the puppies for a year and a half, and we train them on basic training and behavior and get them prepared to be with other people in the future.
Jennifer Girardin handles 11-week-old Labrador Jetty. She wants to train and pair service dogs with their owners after she graduates.
We want them to get used to seeing random strangers, having no idea who they are, and being able to react very nicely. No barking, like growling, any kind of stuff like that. So the more we get them socialized, the less that behavior is going to happen.
Students participate in the club at the veterinarian clinic on campus. Kennel manager Jessie Carrera says the dogs learn a lot in the year they have with students.
You can see a tremendous change in them, and it's great just to see that. And the students are growing with them, so it's even... they're getting more responsibility with it.
Girardin says she has experience training dogs, and it never gets easier sending them off to their new homes.
With the mindset that I know she's going to go off and she's going to help somebody, that really helps. So I don't feel like I'm going to be as upset when I have to say goodbye.
Now, as of this semester, Becker offers a dual degree program, which will open up opportunities for students looking to work with animals in their future career paths. In the studio, Gretchen LaRosa, Worcester News Tonight.
Renewed mosquito concerns. We are learning more information about the state's first human case of West Nile virus this year. The Department of Public Health confirms a 60-year-old man in Middlesex County has the disease. It's spread by mosquitoes like triple E. Last year, there were nearly 50 West Nile cases across the state. Doctors say the risk of getting West Nile virus is low, but it's still worth taking precautions like using bug spray, wearing long sleeves, and staying inside at dawn and dusk. A $25 million grant awarded to WPI will help repair military vehicles and equipment. The U.S. Army will be awarding the money over the course of 3 years. WPI says it will advance 3D printing techniques used to repair military equipment. Researchers will be able to adjust the chemical composition of metal powder sprayed onto broken parts. They say the goal is to get helicopters and other military vehicles back up and running quickly and cost-effectively. More than 1,000 volunteers are working on 70 projects across central Massachusetts. It's part of the United Way's Day of Caring. The projects range from painting and cleanups to creating gardens for food banks. Today, dozens of volunteers from the City of Worcester and 1024 Digital Solutions were working at the YMCA, painting walls and cleaning out a storage house.
We always wanted to do something for community and help out, and we found United Way, and we thought that was a great way to get involved in the community and help out for whatever cause we could.
I just want to give back to my community. I work in the City of Worcester. I love what I do for work, and I just think it's really important to give back to my community.
Even though we were doing dirty, hard work, we all seemed to laugh and have fun, and it made the time go by so much faster.
And volunteers say today's rain did not stop them from getting out to help.